Okay, today is October 7, 2021. This is the meeting of the Kubernetes Storage Special Interest Group. As a reminder, this meeting is public, recorded, and posted on YouTube. On the agenda today, we're going to go over the 123 planning spreadsheet to get a status update on the items that we are working on as a group for the 123 Kubernetes release. And if you have anything that you want to add, feel free to add it to the agenda, whether it's PRs to discuss, design reviews, or anything else that you want to discuss. The link to the agenda is in the calendar invite. For upcoming deadlines to be aware of, we have the feature blog freeze coming up. So if you have a blog post that you're interested in creating along with a 123 release, maybe for one of your features, make sure that it gets added to the spreadsheet linked here by November 2nd. And then the code freeze is going to be on November 16th for any of the features that we're planning on delivering as part of the 123 release. So with that, we'll go ahead and switch over to the planning spreadsheet and start getting status updates for the items that folks are working on. Okay, now I don't see Hamant on the call or Cheng. First item here is delegate FS group to CSI driver instead of kubelet. Michelle, do you happen to have an update on this one?
No, I think we'll have to sync up with Chang on the status of this, but I don't believe it started.
Okay, no worries. Next up, we have non-recursive volume ownership group. Non-recursive volume ownership for FS group. Matt Carey, Hamant, Jan, anybody on the call today?
I don't see them here. I haven't seen any PRs related to this.
Okay. Go ahead and mark that as no update. I think we may have light attendance because it's the week before KubeCon. Next one is config FS group policy in CSI driver object.
Yeah, I don't really have an update here yet. I don't foresee any issues getting this complete by the feature freeze, though.
Okay, sounds good. And we're going to skip that one. It's been removed from the milestone. Next item is recovering from resize failure. I'm going to mark that as no update since Amanth is not here. Next item is issues related to assuming volumes or mount point. Is Jing on the line by any chance? Nope, I do not see her. I'm going to mark that as no update. Okay, next item is PVC inline ephemeral volumes. Work with CSI driver. Patrick, I believe, is on the line.
Is that CSI or generic?
This one is.
Yeah, okay. The generic ephemeral inline volumes, that is going to GA, and I'm making good progress. We've just started merging some utility code that cleans up the code, and then all that is left is really the feature gate change. And I'll get to that, I guess, in time for the code freeze.
Cool, sounds good. Thank you, Patrick. All right, moving on. Next item is volume group API, snapshot consistency groups and spreading. This is a design for this cycle. Xing, do you happen to have an update on this one?
Yes, there are some comments. I have addressed them. I think the comments are from Humble. is okay with my reply. So I think I'm going to need to update the cap.
Okay. All right, thank you, Shing, for the update. Next item is from Humble, CSI out of tree, move iSCSI driver, fit and finish work here around image building, testing, CI/CD documentation. Any updates on this one? Okay, I'm going to mark that as no update. And then the next one is the Samba SIFs CSI driver. Andy, Julie, Michelle, anyone have an update on this one? Okay, I'm going to mark that as no update. I wonder if Andy or Julie are going to pick it up this cycle. We should get that confirmed offline. Next item is sending out deprecation notice for flex volume. Last item here, Michelle and Jan reviewed it, ready to send out. Shing, any updates on that?
Yeah, so I did send out email
Okay.
to SIG storage mailing list, and also will also add that to the release note for 1.23.
Okay. Anything left here?
No, that's it. I think that's we can consider that it's to be
Awesome.
all set. But the release note, of course, I have not added that to. There was an issue that I can add that, but I think because we need to also add a few other things together, so I have been holding that off for now.
Got it. Do you want to leave this open or
We can leave
for
this
now?
open maybe for, yeah.
Okay, sounds good. So let me update that. So we'll add. Okay, thank you, Shing. Next item is PVC volume snapshot namespace transfer. This is a design. Is Mustafa on the call?
I think he's still out. He's on a sick leave, so I have not heard from him since then. So
okay, we may need to find a new owner for this one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you. Next item is CSI volume health, additional metrics and or events. This is moving to Alpha 2. Any updates on this?
Yeah, so Ryan is working on APR for this.
So API work pending.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then related CSI volume health programmatic response
This
design.
one, yeah, so I think I will sync up with Nick in maybe in a week or two.
Got it.
Yes.
Cool. Thank you, Shing. Next item is volume populator data source. Ben, any updates on that one?
So I haven't made a lot of progress on the implementation for beta, but there is a plan to go to beta in 1.23 that will involve expanding of the functional tests and introduction of metrics into the two projects as we agreed to in the CAP. So I have an AI to expand the metrics and write more tests in this cycle, and then there will be a blog, and that's really all that's planned for going to beta.
Got it.
Cool. And just as an aside, we've finally pushed the alpha tags for the various projects a week or two back. Shing's help. That was far later than it should have been, but it got done.
Oh, nice. Cool. Thank you for the update, Ben. Next item is Cozy. Any updates on Cozy from anyone?
I see that there are some review comments from Tim, like just from yesterday. So he seems to be feeling better about the current design now than before. So he still has concerns, but far less than before. Yeah, hopefully we can get this one in not 23.
Okay. That is good news. Next item is change block tracking and design for this quarter.
We don't really have an update since last time. So we had a design meeting, and after that, we have not got an update yet since then.
Okay. Thank you, Shing. Next item is runtime assisted mounting. Deep, are you on the call by any chance? Yes, you are.
So yeah, the cap remains in progress. The main thing I'm looking at is FS group handling, like since that's done by the Kubernetes. How to
Okay, could you say that again? The main thing you're looking into?
is the handling of FS groups today,
Got it.
and that'll fit into this model. Yeah, that is being investigated.
Cool. Thank you very much, Deep. Next item is CSI proxy for Windows transition to privileged containers. Mauricio or Jing or Deep, are you on the call?
Yeah, I think no major updates on this since last time.
Got it. All right, next item is CSI migration. Officially deprecate cloud provider plugins, send out an email, add release notes, code change for warning. Jawei, Matt, Carey, any of you on the line?
Let's see. I'm here, but I don't know the status of this deprecation.
Okay, no worries. I'm gonna go ahead and mark that as no update. And then any update on the next item, which is core bugs and issues around CSI migration?
Not from my perspective. I mean, we're still moving ahead on GCE, so I don't think there's anything blocking.
Got it. And while I got you on the line, I'll just get an update on the GCE one.
Yes, this is continuing. We have a plan with cloud provider GCP for dealing with the tests, which was the main blocker. So we'll hopefully be getting that in the next week or so, and then flip GCE data on by default.
Cool. All right, thank you, Matt. And next item, let's get update on the vSphere CSI migration.
I think the status is still the same.
Okay. Go ahead and copy that over. And then Azure Disk, Azure File CSI migration.
I think Azure Disk has already been turned on by default. I think it's just waiting on the delegate FS group feature to go beta before turning on Azure File by default.
Sorry, Azure Disk is on by default, but waiting for something?
Azure Disk is on by default.
Okay.
I guess there is an item for each. Okay, and then
Yeah.
for Azure File, it's blocked on the FS group feature to go to beta before turning on by default.
Okay, got it. Okay, so it sounds like I'm going to be able to mark the Azure Disk one as complete. And Azure File still in progress, blocked on the FS group feature. Okay, cool. Thank you, Michelle, for the update. Next item we have is AWS Windows support beta on by default. Any update on that one?
I believe basically they are currently trying to figure out how to get Windows CI testing up and running.
Got it.
That's the main thing that they're working on now.
Okay. And next CSI migration is Ceph. Any updates from the Ceph side? I'm going to mark that as no update, and hopefully we'll get an update from Humble next time on that. And finally, on the CSI migration side, we have Portworx. Anyone have an update?
Yeah, I have an update. So I did a manual testing with upgrade external provisioner. With upgrade in external provisioner, I tested resize, delete, so everything works well. The only thing I have is E2E tests, to run E2E tests, and documentation.
Cool.
And I feel like I'll be on time by the code freeze.
Awesome. All right, thank you, Oksana. Next item is always on our reclaim policy. This is alpha for the quarter, or for this cycle. Last status was work in progress. Anyone have an update on this one?
Yeah, Deepak is working on a PR for that.
Okay. All right, next item, control volume mode conversion between source and target PVC. Volume mode conversion, anyone have an update on that one?
Yeah, so I sent an email to the security group to get some feedback on that draft proposal, but I haven't heard anything. So we're going to go ahead. I think Ronak is working on a cap, basically trying to turn that draft into a cap. And then after that, we will pin some people to review.
Got it. Okay, so reach out to security group first. Awaiting response. Sounds good. Thank you, Shing. Next item is secret protection. Prevent deletion while in use. Depends on in-use protection kept below. And the in-use protection kept is co-owned with SIG API machinery. Any updates on either of those items?
Actually, no update for secret protection, but for in-use protection, it is actively discussed with SIG API machinery.
Got it. Cool. Thank you, Misaki, for the update. Next item is SIG auth, co-owned with SIG auth, user ID, ownership in config maps and secrets, preserve default file mode bit in atomic writer volumes. Anyone have an update on this one? Okay, I'm gonna mark that as no update. Next item is co-owned with SIG node, ungraceful node shutdown. Any updates on that one?
I think it's still, I think Jean is pinning SIG node folks on the, there's a pod priority cap. Well, actually that's already an alpha feature that is related to the graceful node shutdown. It's just like have a more fine granular control of specifying the priority of the node, of the pod. So I think just trying to figure out like if we need to make any changes in the code to make sure like the CSI driver pods are all shut down before the node is done. So trying to figure out that one first.
Have we also resolved the bug with the actual graceful node shutdown feature?
So that one we asked them, but I have not heard any response. So I pinned Dave about it. I said the status of the pod, right? That's the main problem actually. I think they should also know because that is also mentioned in that issue. I think Misaki actually added some notes there, so they should know that. It's just we have not heard any response. I also mentioned to Jean the other day because she is talking to them as well. So I'm not sure what is their plan, but But if they don't fix that problem, then the graceful node shutdown does not work at all for us. So yeah, I don't know how
I
to get their
agree.
attention because the issue is opened. They know they should be aware of that issue, and we, a couple of us have already mentioned that issue to them.
Okay, I'll sync up with Jing again. But yeah, I think we should definitely push on figuring out how to get volumes working with the existing feature.
Yeah, so the status that one has to be fixed first. That should be fixed in 1.23 because otherwise that feature is completely broken in 1.22 and higher. So
yeah, sounds good.
Right. I plan to like.
Oh, you're there. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I plan to work on it if they don't have time. Yeah.
The pod status?
Oh no, I mean the graceful shutdown.
Right, but I mean,
yes,
can you
right.
mention? Yeah, I think they did mention that they are going to talk to some API reviewer about that status thing. I'm not sure what is the results of their discussion because they changed that from failed to running for some reason, right? So they probably have some reason to change it from because it was failed in 1.21, and then they changed it to running in 1.22. They probably have some reason to do that, but we don't know what is that. But we know that in 1.22 is completely broken.
Right, but I will follow up. Yeah, on it.
Okay.
All right, cool. Thank you, Jing. Thank you, Sheng and Michelle. Next item update here is co-owned with SIG as well. Enable user namespaces in kubelet so UIDs get shifted, rootless mode. I think we're looking for an owner for this one. I don't think we've had an update on it. Anyone have an update? Okay, I'm gonna mark that as no update. Moving on, next item is co-owned with SIG apps. Address issue PVC created by address issue PVC created by stateful set will not be auto removed. Last status update on this was on track. Matt, anything else here? Matt, do you have an update on this one?
Hang on. Yeah, this is still in progress getting the PR, what's it called? Updated and rebased, and it's still on track for 123.
Awesome, thank you, Matt. Next item is co-owned with SIG apps as well. Volume expansion for stateful sets. Anyone have an update on this one?
So I think the status is still saying waiting for Herman to review. There's a cap.
Okay.
I'll ping him again.
Sounds good. Thank you, Shing. And final item here is co-owned with both SIG apps and SIG nodes execution hook for application snapshot. Any update on that one?
No, this one doesn't have update. We still have a few issues that are not resolved in the cap.
Okay, no worries. Thank you for the update, Shing. All right, I think with that, we're done with getting status updates for the items we're working on for 123. Moving back to the agenda doc, I don't see any items in terms of PRs to discuss or design reviews. So I'm going to move ahead to the miscellaneous section. Two callouts. One is that all the meetings for next week have been canceled for SIG storage because with KubeCon is next week, and a lot of folks will be attending that, whether that be virtually or in person. And for KubeCon North America, if you are attending in person and are kind of interested in seeing who else is attending in person, feel free to add your name here. The Contributor Summit has a in-person meet and greet on Wednesday, Wednesday, October 13th. Feel free to follow this link for details. We don't have any storage specific meetup at this one, so try and attend that general meet and greet if you're interested. Any questions about KubeCon or anything else on your mind?
I have one question.
Sure.
Are there plans to add a list of presentation storage, SIG storage related presentation on the agenda?
Meaning about the SIG storage group?
Yeah. I think we have been at a list of SIG storage related presentation in the agenda. Yeah.
There is a intro and update. Michelle and I have that session. So you're saying you can't find it, or yeah, it is a.
Yeah, it used to be a good pointer for to choose which session to check.
Oh, are you asking about, there's usually like a storage track.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the part of the maintainer track. So check the maintainer track, you will find this one.
Yeah, I think
So I
Masaki is asking though if in the past KubeCons there used to be a storage track with just storage related
it's still there. There are
okay.
I think probably only 4 sessions in the storage track, I think. Yeah, this is the maintainer track. So for all the like the SIG intro and deep dive or update, those are all part of the maintainer track. And then if you want to look at the storage track, there are a few sessions there as well.
Okay, thank you.
And this is the storage track for anyone.
Sessions.
So yeah, if you're interested in kind of a general SIG intro, Michelle and Xing will be giving that, and the link is here. If you're interested in just generic storage talks, go to the schedule for KubeCon North America 2021 and select storage as the filter, and you should be able to see the talks that will be storage specific. All right, any other questions, comments, concerns about KubeCon or anything else? All right, we made good time today, so you'll get half an hour back in your day. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you.